Hi, this is Ethan Hine. Welcome to Play With Your Music. In this video, we're going to be talking about the songwriting of Sledgehammer. In the previous videos, we've talked about the production, the sound sources, the musicians, things like that, but now we're going to be getting more into the actual musical content itself. So Sledgehammer begins with this distinctive little prelude played on a synthesized shakuhachi bamboo flute. Very peaceful, very zen. And then the song proper begins with the entrance of the horns, synth, bass, drums, guitar, pretty much all the instruments. So let's talk about this riff for a second that's played on the horns and the keyboards. Da 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 da. This is the E-flat minor pentatonic scale, and you can tell that this song was written by a keyboard player and not a guitarist, because E-flat minor pentatonic is extremely easy on the keyboard. All you do is just play the black keys. You can probably figure out this riff for yourself in about 10 seconds. E-flat minor pentatonic on the guitar is really a pain. We're going to listen to it again and check out the chord progression underneath it. It's a pretty cool one. So this is E-flat minor. Still E-flat minor. And here comes a change to B. B. And now A-flat, A-flat. Now B-flat, B-flat. And then it lands unexpectedly on E-flat major instead of E-flat minor, and most of the rest of the song is going to be major after setting you up to think it was going to be minor. Pretty cool. Next, we come to this little short section that you could hear as being the tail end of the intro or the beginning of the first verse. I hear it as part of the intro. My colleagues at Play With Your Music hear it as being part of the first verse. It's pretty much up to interpretation. And underneath it, you have this E-flat mixolydian groove, like E-flat major with a flat seventh. And that groove is going to continue pretty much all the way through the first half of the song with almost no variation. And this is a classic funk thing, right? Is to have almost no harmonic movement at all and have all of the interest carried in the rhythm. Right, just this one chord just going all the way across. So when we hit the first chorus, all of a sudden there is a chord change. It goes from E-flat down to D-flat. There's the chord. So part of the beauty of having a song with such a minimal chord structure is that when you do have a chord change, it's very dramatic and exciting, right? And back up to E-flat. So one interesting thing about the chorus of this song is that you don't hear it until almost 2 minutes have gone by, which is an incredibly long time for a pop song. There's a saying in songwriting, don't bore us, get to the chorus. A normal pop song would pretty much be over by 2 minutes. It's hard to find a song on the radio that's any longer than 3 or 3.5 minutes. I think Peter Gabriel is able to get away with delaying the chorus this long because you've already heard a couple of really killer catchy hooks. First of all, that horn part from the intro, the verse melody itself is a pretty catchy hook. So it's not like you're twiddling your thumbs waiting for the chorus to come around. All right, so after the chorus, there's this little interlude. We're back on the E-flat 7 funk. Next we get to verse 2, and verse 2 is pretty similar to verse 1, except that it's a lot shorter and it has an additional horn part that wasn't present in the first part of the song. It's a simple and a subtle thing, but it helps you differentiate this verse from the one that came before. Then we have another chorus, and then we have my favorite part of the song, which is this breakdown. It brings back the chord progression from the intro, that E flat minor thing, and it brings back the shakuhachi from the very beginning of the song. So here's E flat minor again. B, A flat, E flat. And what's cool about this is it's not new information, right? You've already heard all of this stuff at the beginning of the song, but you haven't heard it together and you haven't heard it with all of these other sounds underneath it. I think that's like a really good example of economical songwriting where you're using a small box of musical Legos, but you're combining them in ways that are interesting and that keep the song from being monotonous. And this same minor key progression carries on through the outro with Peter Gabriel and the backup singers trading these riffs. The women in this video, by the way, are not the backup singers, they're actors. So you have the same funk vibe, but now it's minor instead of major. The feeling gets looser, there's more fills in the drums, more fills in the guitars. The vocal texture is denser because you have Peter's lead vocal and his backing vocal and the backing vocalists all going back and forth with each other. It makes for a really lively and varied arrangement. So that's it. That is the musical content of Sledgehammer.